Good evening, everybody. Happy Easter or Passover for those who celebrate. And welcome into the stream. Give me just a second here. I'm moving things around, so just bear with me a second. Alrighty. I'm actually changed. There we go. Let me know if the music is too loud. I'm trying to have it loud enough so that you guys can see it, or I mean hear it, but also not loud enough so that I'm not blasting my own eardrums. That's the hope anyway. Alrighty, so I am going to continue working on chapter 23 of Steps into the Past this evening. I haven't touched it since the last time I worked on it, so I gotta figure out where I'm at. Alright. Don't mind me, I'm just yanking a page over. Alrighty. That's why having a second monitor is helpful, especially in this particular instance, because I am trying to figure out where I am. Because it's been a minute since I looked at this. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I was. I mean, I could see where I was, but I have a kind of storyboard document that I've been using to kind of guide where the chapters go. So I'm trying to figure out where I am in terms of that. Which you guys can't see that document because all you're seeing on the screen right now is the chapter that I'm working on. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Alright. Okay. Hey, just Sniper, welcome in. Good to see you. What is Frosty Tools up to today? That was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Frosty's on point tonight, what can I say? What can I say? Hmm. Hey, gotta have a little fun. Promise I can type today. I'm taking a minute to kind of refamiliarize myself with the chapter because it's been 2 weeks since I last worked on it. So I have to remember where I was. But it's actually been, I think, really good for me to be able to actually dive back into actual writing. A lot of what I've been doing recently in the writing workshops is editing existing chapters rather than writing new ones. So this is something new, and I think it's actually really good. It definitely helps me move the story forward a little bit. Hmm. But yeah, this is how I tend to write. I usually have a kind of scene flow that I do, which is the different headings, just to kind of keep the story flowing in a pattern, at least. Mm. Everybody's had a good weekend, whether you celebrate Passover, Easter, or just had a good weekend to yourself. It was a nice, quiet one. The weather up here has actually been pretty nice this weekend, so I'm enjoying it a lot. Because we never know how the weather's going to be up here. Yeah, it's almost May, and it's been wet and cold and like bleeding. And then yesterday and today it's been like in the 60s and the 70s. I don't know what the weather is doing. I am very confused. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I love the weather when it's 65 or 70. It's appreciate it. But I could do without all of the essentially temperature yo-yoing. That would be nice. If it would just like pick a temperature and stay there, that'd be great. But, you know. What? What's going on? Yes. Very true. What's doing weird things? Mm. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it was going to do that. I don't know why it does that with dark mode, but it does. Trying to make sure I hydrate. I'm hoping to be able to get another 2 chapters out of this story, but it really depends on how everything flows. This chapter is currently at 4 pages, and I aim for between 10 and 15 for a good reading length. So. We have an ad starting in just under 5 minutes. Mm. Oh, this is actually kind of happening just after the funeral. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of flipping between viewpoints. So we have, you know, IT and his Marines who are at the site of the memorial. And then we have Marin and Greer and Callie and Jared, by extension, who are at the house. And then we have, let me think a second. We have Kier, who is cloaked in an orbit of Tanagas. And then we have, Isamu, which is cloaked but in orbit of the second moon. And they're close to the other Death Watch forces that haven't split off yet. So, that's actually a really good question. So, yeah, so this takes place after the funeral, but, it's taking place while the Marines on the surface are actually engaging the Death Watch forces, so I'm having a difficult time actually keeping track of what's going on. It's why I have to keep referencing another couple of documents to make sure that my story flow is actually following what it should. I know, me too. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I have to keep documents like that. Because if I didn't, I would be completely lost. Our ad is gonna start in 15 seconds, by the way. Hi, Ogle! How are you? We have an ad starting very shortly. Welcome in. I'll be right back, actually, because I'm gonna go take a drink break. Hey, Tin Man! Welcome in! We have an ad starting. I will be right back, guys.
Ogle32 rated my stream with 2 viewers.
Forgot which button I was pushing. Anyway, as I was saying before the ad so rudely interrupted us, welcome in Ogle, welcome in Raiders. My name is Meshla. I also go by Mesh, Meshy, and a couple of other things. Any of the above will do. I am primarily an audiobook streamer. What that means is that I write and read my own Star Wars fanfiction and have been doing so for 25 years. Originally, I started out cooperatively with a group of 5 or 6 friends, and at this point, it's just me, so I'm maintaining the stories and continuing on with my own for my characters. And tonight what we're doing is we are working on chapter 23 of Steps into the Past, which is the most recent story for my character Marin. And so we're continuing her adventures. And I'm gonna play some sound effects for you guys because apparently my raid alert is not functioning. Look at that. Give me just a second, guys. Well, I look at that. I'm actually gonna play I'm gonna play the Imperial March because I can. 1 second. Oh my goodness, where did it go? Here we go. We're gonna play that. I do actually have a raid alert. I just need to figure out why it's not functioning the way that it should. So for now, we have that. Alrighty. I will take a look at my raid alert, because it should be working, and it's not. Give me just 2 seconds while I try to figure out what's up. Apologize for the washout. 1 second, guys. There are no variations. Yep, it should be working, but it's not for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, you did. Well, okay, so I do actually have a raid alert. If you guys are not able to hear the sound alerts, let me know. I'm still sorting that one out. It should work, but for whatever reason, it's being a little cranky. But anyway. But you did actually hear the raid alert through Stream Elements? Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to sort this out. Technical difficulties. We'll figure it out. Alrighty. But it's okay. Anyway, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I hope that you enjoy. No, it's probably because I don't have it. It's probably because I don't have it set up just right. I'll work on that after stream. I mean, I can hear them. So I gotta figure out why you guys can't. Probably some really crazy, silly setting that I didn't do. Okay. We'll get it sorted out. I am still learning how all of this stuff works. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I'll look at the other document here. Yeah. It's probably some silly, crazy setting that I have not figured out. Oh boy. I'm thinking here. Thanks, Ray. Oh. Alrighty. Oh. See how I do it monologues. We'll find out.
You're a feisty little one. Fit him with a restraining bolt.
Boom. 0 months. Time flies when you're having fun. Thanks, Meshla.
Thank you for that subscription, hey Joe. My goodness. Yeah, none of my alerts are going off. I have no idea why. Oh dear. I will have to work on that. Because that should have set off an alert and it did not. No clue why. Totally should have set off an alert and it didn't. I will have to fiddle with some stuff after stream. Because the raid should have set off an alert, and the subscription should have set off an alert, but neither seem to be working. Well, I appreciate you regardless. You're always here. Your support is much appreciated, whether you're subbed or not. Yeah, I will have to find out why my alerts are not working. Roll back up. Oh, it's out there. Okay. Worked. We have an ad starting in a little under 4.5 minutes, just so you guys are aware. Not what I needed. Our ad is going to start in about 45 seconds. There. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll have to sort out some of my audio stuff because apparently none of my alerts are working, whether they're stream elements or actual sound alerts. I don't know what's up with that. I thought that they were working on my last stream, but maybe they're not. Welcome back from the ads. I appreciate you. Actually, I might need that. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, did you? It didn't even pop up. Weird. Yeah, like none of my alerts are working and I have no clue why. Really weird. Yeah, that's really strange. Nothing is working. And it's definitely active. I don't know what's up. Very weird. Yeah, it's acting like my stream elements is just not functional. That's driving me a little crazy. Just a little crazy. Yeah, I will have to... Yeah, didn't even see anything pop up. I don't know. Very weird. Very, very weird. I don't know what's going on. So it looks like I will be doing some back-end things for the stream this evening. Yeah, probably. Oh no, you capped them? Oh, so you can't get any more. I forgot that there actually was a cap on that. They really should raise that to like 10k. 4k is a little crazy, honestly. Crazy talk. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they kept the FV1 stabilizers so low. Honestly, it should be like 10k for the week. Good. Yeah, you might want to do that. Girlfriend aggro is a thing. Or boyfriend aggro, whichever. Yep. Yep. Girlfriend aggro is very much a thing. Alright, I am having a snack. Anybody want Oreos? I have Oreos. That's funny. Wasn't aware. I wasn't aware that that was the reason. But okay, we can work with that. I bet they are. I bet they are. They sounded fantastic. Thank you for that lurk. We'll be here for another hour to hour and a half, somewhere in there. I usually try to go to about 9 for the writing workshops, sometimes 10. It really depends on my energy levels. So we'll see how far we get. But I'm actually making progress on the chapter, so that's awesome. Sometimes it can be really challenging, especially if I haven't touched the chapter for a week or two. But I think that it's definitely helping me to take some time every couple of weeks and work on it to just make that progress. Also, let me know if you guys are getting any dropped frames or lag. I'm seeing a little bit of stream instability on my end. Please let me know if you're experiencing any dropped frames or lag or buffering or anything like that. It's important to know. If I do the right shortcut, that'd be great. Well, I appreciate your Wraith for as long as you can be here. I could have Sibylla do a monologue as well, but Raymond kind of already did, so I don't really feel that it's necessary. You really? That's actually kind of cool. That's pretty cool, actually. That's awesome. That's yeah. Some of these names we I don't know, like I've been using these names so long for these characters that it's actually kind of interesting to hear that somebody has a family member named that has the same name. That's actually kind of neat. I can't type. We have an ad starting in 5 minutes. Oh, I am slouching terribly. Slouching off. Just bad today. Oh dear. Just 1 second while I'm gonna play around with something. Yeah, my alert source isn't muted, so it should be working. I don't know. I'm checking something real quick. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Stuff should be working, and it's... Hopefully I can get it fixed before Wednesday. But I did a lot of work adding sound effects and sound alerts. And I'm very sad that you guys suddenly can't hear them. I apologize. Not sure why they are suddenly not working. I don't know. I'll get it figured out, hopefully before Wednesday. It was worth a shot to at least try and get it working. But our ad is gonna start in 45 seconds. Our ads are 1.5 minutes long, so it's a great amount of time to go get a drink of water, have a stretch, get a snack, hug your pets, hug your kids, you know, any one of those things. I highly recommend that you take the 1.5 minutes to do that. Because I definitely... Checking the page count. We're on page 5. See you guys in a minute and a half. Alright, and we are back from our ad. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I appreciate you. And I hope you're enjoying the crafting of the story this evening. Definitely something that I find relaxing. I mean, yeah, it's challenging, but I actually find writing and reading to be very relaxing. Trying to keep tabs on chat. I'm trying to be really responsive to chat. Definitely something that I'm trying to work on. Because a lot of times when I'm writing or even editing, I get really locked in and may not necessarily see chat. But I do try. Okay. Hmm. I'm slouching. Bad habit of mine. Also, for anybody who's curious, my stories do not contain any canon characters like Luke or Leia or anybody like that. They may get mentioned in passing, but they don't feature in the stories because this is essentially an alternate universe. So for anybody who's read any of the Expanded Universe books, these stories take place shortly after the Swarm War series, I think. I would have to actually go check. But roughly 30 35 ABY, something like that. Somewhere I have it actually written down where it says. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check something real quick because now I'm curious. I'm gonna actually go look. Give me 1 second while I check. Okay, go take a look. Yeah. So, I was close. So, a decade after the Vong War, at about 37 ABY, just for some reference material. So, just, you know, just for a frame of reference. So, that's about 37 years after the Battle of Yavin. So after the Vong War and the, you know, and that kind of stuff, we essentially, our stories kind of branch off from the established canon and history and kind of go in their own direction, which I'm fine with because it gives us a lot of space to explore and kind of do things that wouldn't necessarily have been done in some of the writer stories. I mean, but again, that's also the whole point of fanfiction, is to play in the universe and have fun with it. I used to write on a couple of forums and I stopped doing that because everybody got so hung up on, oh, well, you're writing your character this way and that's not how they should be written. Well, it's my character. I should be able to write them however I want. Within reason, of course. I was getting a whole bunch of grief about writing force-using Mandalorians, which is... that's the thing, you know? That's Marin and Callie, actually. And they've always been that way. And so I wrote on forums for a while, but I went back to working on my own fanfictions after a certain point because I got really tired of people telling me how to write my stories. Yeah. Well, we could work on that, actually. We'll have to find some time to work on that. So it's the kind of time frame that I'm writing in is, it's essentially its own little corner of the Star Wars universe, and has been for the last 25 years. So so there are some pre-established things even in our little corner, of course, as there are with any fandom or any fan fiction series or whatever. There's always some pre-established things, but I work really hard to leave it open to where if people wanted to write in my little corner of the universe, they could definitely do that. I try to keep it kind of accessible in that way so that people can kind of write themselves in if they want to. I mean, I'm definitely It's been 25 years and I'm still writing because I find it's really helpful to me. A lot of people will journal or do other creative things, like some people knit or crochet, or they'll paint models or things like that. They find that relaxing. I find writing to be relaxing, and also sewing. I'm actually working on a cosplay right now. I'm hoping on Wednesday I can have it, you know, mostly done so I can kind of show you guys. If not this Wednesday, definitely next week. My schedule's getting a little crazy in the next 2 or 3 weeks because I've got some youth group stuff going on, and then I'm going to PAX East on Mother's Day weekend. So won't have regularly scheduled streams that the week of PAX. I am planning to still stream the Sunday that we get back from youth group stuff, although it's gonna be a long day. And then I'm planning to stream that literally the next day, the Monday, which is I think the 4th. No, that would be the 5th. Monday the 5th, because I will not be able to stream on Wednesday the 7th because I will be traveling to PAX. So I had to do a little bit of rearranging for my stream schedule for the next couple of weeks to kind of accommodate the things that will be going on. But I'm making every effort to still stream at least some that week because it's gonna be a little crazy. You know, I don't often get the chance to go to conventions, and I had a lot of fun at PAX last year, and I had wished that I could have gone, you know, earlier in the weekend. It usually runs Thursday through Sunday. I went Saturday and Sunday, which are the busiest days. And so this year I decided that I'm going to go on Thursday and Friday, which should hopefully be a little bit less chaotic. Thank you, Saribot. Yeah. So I have a cosplay that I'm working on for PAX. I'm actually remaking a cosplay that I had made back in 2010, 2011, maybe earlier actually. It's not going to be the same particularly, but I'm trying to get it as close as I can. I'm making a Jedi cosplay, and so I'm hoping to get that all done and at least wearable by the time PAX rolls around, the middle of May. So, have everything cut out, and the cloak is together. Just have to put the tunic and tabards and everything together. So, that's where I'm at with that. I am going to definitely try to put pictures up on my Instagram and on Blue Sky and in my Discord. Unfortunately, there aren't too many right now because it's just a bunch of cut out pieces of fabric. But hopefully once stuff is a little bit more assembled and I can get some pictures that I can post, I'll get them put up so everybody can see. I'm really excited about that. Because last year I didn't really dress up at all last year because it was it was very much a last minute thing for me to go to PAX. I was lucky I got any badges at all because I got them really late. I actually have my badges for PAX this time around. They actually showed up in the mail on Friday because I ordered them before the deadline. They have a deadline where if you order, I think it's after like mid-March or something, you have to go pick them up. So I actually ordered before that, so I was able to actually get them in the mail. So I'm super excited about that. So that's one less thing I have to worry about going to pick up when I get there. And because it's Mother's Day weekend, we'll be doing some family stuff while we're in the area. There's a really nice arboretum that's part of Harvard, actually, the Arnold Arboretum. It's right there in Boston. Really, really nice area, and Mother's Day is about the time of year that the lilacs are in full bloom. If you get a chance to go and visit the Arboretum around that time of year, definitely take advantage of it because it's beautiful. We're gonna do that probably Saturday afternoon. Oh. Oh goodness. I was gonna try and stay till 10, but I'm a little tired, honestly. With everything else going on, I think it's just good to take care of myself. I want to make sure that getting all the rest that I can and taking care of myself as best as I can, because I mean there's been a lot of things going on at work. I'm getting ready to go to PAX. I'm getting ready to do youth group things the weekend before PAX. It's getting a little busy. Hopefully it should slow down a little bit over the summer, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna take a real quick look and see if there's anybody that we can go say hi to. Just 1 second. Gonna switch screens here. Alright. Oh, and for anybody that's not aware, I'm wearing my space campfire t-shirt. Can't really see it, but it's got an astronaut next to a campfire. It's from Into the AM. They are not an official sponsor at all, but they have some really awesome nerdy stuff, and their clothing is really comfortable and just really, really nice. They have a lot of variety in their shirts, and they have sales all the time. So if you're looking for some really good quality t-shirts, some nerdy ones, definitely check them out. It's Into the AM. Let me take a look here real quick. Sure, I'm hitting the right button. Yeah. I do apologize for the issues with Stream Elements and also with sound alerts, with things not working the way that they should. I am going to be taking a look at that over the next few days if I can do so, and hopefully get it sorted before Wednesday. Let's see. Alrighty. You know what? I know exactly who we're gonna go say hi to. Give me just a second. So this first raid command is for anybody who is subscribed to the channel, as it has subscriber only emotes. And then the second one is for anybody who is following the channel or just watching along this evening. I would greatly appreciate if you could all tag along and say hello to DeSniper13. He is one of my mods and an all-around awesome dude. He's been a big help with getting my stream stuff sorted, getting everything up and running with that. And just, he's a really great friend. Really, really awesome guy. He is currently playing Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which I have played in the past. It's an awesome game. I need to play more of that, actually. So he's currently playing that. So let me get that sorted. Alrighty. We're gonna go say hi to Sniper. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me tonight, keeping me company, and I hope you enjoyed the stream and have a great start to your week. Take care.